Yo, what's up people, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reacting to the top 10 events that could have ended the world. This is going to be very different to anything I've ever done in the past on this channel, so if you do like this type of video and you do enjoy this video, please smash the like button and let me know in the comments. And yeah, let's get into the video.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 events that could have ended the world.
I'm
going to know half of these already, bro.
That the entire planet is about to be destroyed.
For this list, we'll be looking at historical events that could have had a devastating impact on the world.
I'm gonna take a guess on. Let's say three. Let's say three of these things. I'm gonna take a guess on. My guess number one, Chernobyl is definitely gonna be there. So Chernobyl explosion. The 2012 shit. I don't know what the hell that was. But that's probably gonna be on there. And the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bomb that went off after World War II, or even World War II as it is on its own. But let's see.
World and its inhabitants, but thankfully did not. Which of these stories do you find the most shocking? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Chernobyl. What
did I say? I literally called it. Well, yeah, it was one of those things that, like, everyone knew about, but still, I called it. So that's one for one.
1986. If it wasn't for the quick thinking and incredible heroism of the response team...
Big up to them, man, too. Big up to them, man. Them firefighters are a set of balls, bro. Like, let's say I was a firefighter, yeah, and I was working in their department or whatever, bro, and I got a call and said, yeah, there's an explosion at a nuclear power plant, bro. Best believe I'm picking that phone up and I'm putting it straight back down, and I'm literally gonna pull a Bryce Hall. I've never claimed to be a firefighter. I'm not a firefighter. I'm just gonna do that, bro.
I'm not a fighter. I've never claimed to be a fighter.
That's gonna be the end of it, bro. But big up to these guys, bro. Big up to them, man. They're very brave people.
Who knows what could have happened with Chernobyl? In the early morning of April 26th, 19...
See, that's why I'm not on it, bro. Look, did you see that, man? Run it back.
Who knows what could have happened with Chernobyl? In the early...
See them control rods, yeah? See that there? That weighs about, what, 200 tons or some shit like that.
Early morning of April 26th...
Boom, lift off, gone. It's doing up SpaceX, bro, it's gone.
1986, a reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded and sent fatal amounts of radiation.
See how this looks scary as fuck, bro. No, fuck that, bro. I ain't on it.
Hurling into the atmosphere.
The chain of disaster is now complete.
Jesus Christ.
The USSR and Eastern Europe were hit by dangerous radioactive fallout, and the immediate surrounding area became uninhabitable.
Right, imagine that though. Imagine, bro. Your entire, like, the ends just becomes uninhabitable. You're all gone. Everyone just gets birded off into some next shitty accommodation. Yeah, it's long, man.
Nearby cities were completely evacuated, and a massive effort involving 500,000
these guys,
people,
the divers were mad. It was guaranteed death,
was
and he still went in, bro.
It's time to go. After 90 seconds, I will ring a bell. When you hear it, return immediately.
Liquidators.
Shovels in the bin and proceed down the hallway for decontamination.
These guys were a mad thing too.
The reactor is currently enclosed within the Chernobyl new safe confinement, and cleaning efforts continue to this day. This was the workplace accident to end all workplace accidents. Number 9, 4581 Asclepius.
Okay, so
1989. Turns out the 80s wanted to kill us all. An asteroid known as 4581 Asclepius was discovered by astronomers Henry Holt and
sounds like one of those fucking them clickers on Snapchat names, bro.
Norman Thomas on March 31st, 1989.
Spinning through the desolate vacuum of space. Bigger than an aircraft carrier. Closing at 46,000 miles an hour.
They also discovered that the asteroid had nearly hit us. Just over a week earlier, Asclepius came within just 425,000 miles of Earth.
1989, we escaped this grisly fate by 6 hours.
Unfortunately, detecting approaching asteroids is very difficult, and this one managed to sneak by the late 80s detecting systems. In the words of Holt, on the cosmic scale of things, that was a close call. If Asclepius did manage to slam into Earth, its damage would be the equivalent of a 600 megaton atom bomb.
Fair enough, bro.
To put that into perspective, the bomb dropped in Hiroshima released just 15 15 kilotons
I got gassed. I thought he was going to say something about it being the next one. But
of energy.
it's going to be
That's
there.
one Hiroshima-type blast every second.
I don't think it could have ended the world, though.
Number 8.
I'm going to be real.
Igniting the atmosphere, 1945. Everyone was desperate to end World War II, resulting in the Manhattan Project and the creation of the atomic bomb.
Now, gotta come down out of the clouds, gentlemen, and get into the business of winning a war.
There were a few problems with this.
Why am I getting gassed, man? This was terrible. You get why I'm... you know what I mean.
That the bomb
I know I'm
quite
right.
literally ignite the atmosphere and destroy life on Earth through something called runaway fusion. Retests and further studies proved that this was probably impossible, but the threat...
See, imagine he lifted that up, yeah. Bearing in mind, they're all still at the bottom of the tower, bro. Imagine that's where they are. They're at the top of... The fucking bomb's at the top and they're at the bottom, yeah. They've not gotten to the save point yet and it just drops and blows up. That's it. They're all done. Every single one of them's gone. That's like you got off balls, bro, to be stood near that fucking thing, bro.
Nevertheless remain.
Literally, you have to have a ball.
And the worst part of all, no one but the scientists knew about this world-ending possibility.
Hey, Oppenheimer! Oppenheimer! You ought to stop playing God, because you are not good at it, and the position is taken.
They and the military officials went through with the tests, knowing that no matter how small, there was a possibility that their bomb could destroy the world. Number 7. Solar Flare, 2012. The world was supposed to end in 2012.
You sure it's tomorrow?
Afraid so. Right at dawn, the entire planet gone.
Maybe this is what they meant. In July of that year,
Right, so I've been 2 for 2, Chernobyl and the 2012 bullshit, that's it. And funnily enough, we're on the same sort of image as when I called them out, which is kind of sick.
The sun experienced a massive solar storm.
That's 2 for 2.
It was the most powerful storm in over a century, and it emitted something called a coronal mass.
Furthermore, that's free for free. That is free for free. I got Chernobyl, I got the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bomb, and the 2012 shit. I could be capping though, because I don't know if I said the 2012. If I said the 2012 thing, yeah, then I'm right. If I didn't, then suck you, mum.
Ejection, known as the CME. This is essentially an enormous beam of magnetized plasma.
An average CME travels at about 1 million miles per hour and weighs around 2 trillion tons.
The sun fired a CME directly into Earth's orbit on July 23, 2012. But Earth had luckily passed that exact area of space just 1 week earlier. If Earth had been hit, we would have experienced a catastrophic blackout and been sent back to the Dark Ages.
If we have a really big one, you can have a very strong aurora, but then it can affect satellites and power grids.
By some estimates, it would have taken years and approximately $2 trillion to fix the damage. Number 6. The Bonilla Comet, 1883. On August 12, 1883, Mexican astronomer Jose Bonilla saw something strange while observing the sun. According to him, hundreds of dark objects began crossing in front of the star, and he managed to take a few photographs. Unfortunately, these mystery objects were hand-waved away by the astronomy community as mere birds.
Am I to understand correctly that after all of the information you've received today, the decision you're making is to sit tight and assess?
But were they?
Those birds are getting awfully close.
In 2011, the National Autonomous University of Mexico theorized that the objects may have been fragments of a comet.
What the hell is that?
Don't look up.
They estimate that over 3,000 fragments passed by Earth over 2 days, some of which came within just 400 miles. Astronomer Hector Mantarola theorizes
Jesus
that if
Christ,
these
imagine that's what
fragments
actually
had
happened,
hit Earth,
and it all looked
would
like
have
that.
resulted in an
It was like
extinction level event.
a Call of Duty
and
map
they
or some
thought
shit.
it was just geese. Number 5. The Chicxulub Impact, 66 million BCE. This asteroid had the power to destroy the dinosaurs.
Oh,
If we were
that's
on
what that
Earth
was.
Back then, it would have easily wiped us out too.
No,
90 minutes after impact, the temperature on the ground in Mongolia peaks at 150 degrees Celsius.
As everyone knows, an asteroid slammed into Earth 66 million years ago and wiped out the dinosaurs. The massive asteroid struck off modern-day Mexico with a force upwards of 900 billion atomic bombs. Yes, 900 billion. The impact changed the very climate of Earth, with its resulting nuclear winter causing 3/4 of all life to go extinct.
The plants, starved of sunlight, would have died. The largest animals ran out of food remarkably quickly. The creatures that scavenged them, eventually, they had nothing to feed on either.
This only proves the tenuous nature of life. At any time, a giant asteroid can destroy us with a force of 900 billion Hiroshimas.
Let's hope not.
Run!
Number 4. The Windscale Fire, 1957. The Windscale disaster is England's Chernobyl. On October 10th, 1957, a fire broke out in England's Windscale facility, releasing large amounts of radioactive fallout into the atmosphere.
There was a high reading. The meter reading went right up to the top, and
sounds like
this was quite alarming when we came back into the house.
The fire burned for 3 whole days and dispersed large amounts of cancer-causing iodine-131 throughout the United Kingdom. Like Chernobyl, this event was significantly covered up and downplayed by the British government.
But Harold Macmillan told them full disclosure would harm the exchange of nuclear information with America.
It was a political judgment, and after all, who was I to argue with the Prime Minister on a political judgment?
Some things never change. Windscale was considered the worst nuclear disaster in history at the time and directly caused hundreds of cancer deaths.
It was so startling that there are all these people with leukemia.
Cancer is a scary thing. Can't lie.
Luckily,
I shit myself over cancer, bro. Fuck that.
Spread even more harmful radioactivity throughout the atmosphere. Number 3. The Cuban Missile Crisis.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October of 1962 is the closest that the world has ever come to nuclear war. Ballistic missiles were found.
Surely it's not the closest. I'm sure, like when was this video? 10 months ago. I think we've been closer than that. Weren't like the Putin situation closer than that? Like with the Ukraine and stuff. I don't know if I can even talk about that, but I'm pretty sure that was closer than this. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong.
Found all over the globe, with America placing some in Turkey and Italy. In retaliation, the Soviet Union pointed missiles at America
like a massive
from
pencil.
Cuba. Both countries anticipated nuclear war, and President Kennedy was forced to create the Executive Committee of the National Security Council.
In that sense, missiles in Cuba add to an already clear and present danger.
They advised Kennedy to invade Cuba and start a war, but he decided on a more diplomatic approach. He quarantined Cuba and demanded that its nuclear missiles be dismantled.
To halt this offensive buildup, a strict quarantine on all offensive military equipment under shipment to Cuba is being initiated.
Following some tense negotiations, America and the Soviet Union reached a deal in which each country would dismantle their missiles.
The Soviet government has ordered
fair enough, but you're kind of wasting your resources building them just to dismantle them.
And return to the Soviet Union.
By deciding not to invade Cuba, Kennedy basically saved the world. Number 2. Soviet Nuclear False Alarm Incident, 1983. If there's one single person we owe the world
Not heard of this one yet.
It's Stanislav Petrov. The famous false alarm incident occurred on September 26, 1983. The early warning system of the Soviet Air Defense Forces was activated, indicating that 5 American missiles were headed towards the Soviet Union.
The siren sounded very loudly, and I just sat there for a few seconds, staring at the screen with the word "launch" displayed in bold red letters.
Petrov suspected a false alarm, but he had a decision to make. Either inform high command and launch a retaliatory attack, or ignore his orders, do nothing, and hope that his instincts were right. The fact we're still here tells us what he did.
And then I made my decision. I would not trust the computer. I picked up the telephone handset, spoke to my superiors, and reported that the alarm was false.
As it turns out, the warning system malfunctioned and erroneously displayed American missiles where there were none. Essentially,
that's fucking
war was prevented by one.
Bro, that is fucking mad. How a little error like that in a computer system is the difference between us all being alive and us all being dead. That is scary if you think about it, because a little bug in a computer was the reason that we all nearly got fucking shit on and smoked by the Russians, and everyone went to war. That is mad. Yeah, that's fucked, bro. They need to up the game on this shit, because that can't be running, bro. I want to die over some stupid ass computer that doesn't know what it's doing, bro.
Man with the steely nerves of a god.
What?
Comet Hyakutake, 1996.
I could not pronounce that if my life depended on it, but yeah,
was observed the world over, and its bluish-green light could easily be seen with the naked eye. That's because it was incredibly close to Earth. So close,
How close?
that it very nearly wiped us all out.
Oh, close enough then.
The comet was officially discovered on January 31st and could be seen with the naked eye by March.
Been seen in these parts for roughly 18,000 years. This week, a speeding, luminous comet promises to light up the northern sky again.
In terms of earthly distances, the comet was nowhere near us, passing by about 9 million miles away. By comparison, the moon is only about 240,000 miles away. But on the cosmic scale, this was practically right next door. In fact, it was one of the closest comets to pass by Earth in over 200 years.
Now that's a bold
You
statement.
guys discovered a comet? That's so dope. I have a tattoo of a shooting star on my back.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent...
Well, thank you everyone for watching. If you did enjoy the video, then please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, even share everything. But yeah, I've been me, you've been you. I appreciate you all watching the video. I appreciate all the support, and peace.